It is a historic trial for Greece, but it also has very important consequences for Europe more generally. I mean, in terms of Greece, we have to understand that a whole political party in its entirety will be sitting in the dock. At least metaphorically, because most of the members, as we saw today, have not gone to court, as they are entitled by law not to do so. They are represented by lawyers.
Nevertheless, though, they are under house arrest, so how can they operate as a party?
Well, in the last few months, they have only been allowed to appear in Parliament in exceptional circumstances. Other than that, they speak with each other, but it is a very peculiar situation. I couldn't agree more with you.
Indeed. So the trial has been adjourned, but today's date was a very significant date. It's Adolf Hitler's birthday. What message were the authorities trying to send out to the neo-Nazis by holding the first day of this trial on this day?
This is quite interesting. To be honest, this hasn't caught the attention of the media in Greece. I mean, it was only earlier on this morning that I was reading about that in British media. So I'm not sure that this was either a coincidence. I'm not sure that it was specifically designed to convey a message. I mean, this is an extremely politically charged trial in itself. I'm not sure there was a need for any further reasoning like that.
Now, what are the practical challenges? You say we've got 69 defendants. You at least don't have a jury. You've got just 3 judges. But the practical difficulties of this trial?
The practical difficulties are enormous. As you said, 69 defendants, only 44 have appeared today, but still, everybody is going to be represented. We have more than 100 lawyers representing the defendants and the civil parties. The civil party is representing the victims. This is a quite idiosyncratic element of a Greek or European criminal trial. You have more than 131 witnesses for the prosecution. So just imagine the complexity inherent in this trial. I mean, already the estimates say that it's going to take between 18 months to 2 years to hold this trial. I mean, it's beyond belief.
And in the meantime, you've got a left-wing government in power. Are you likely to see, as a result of some of the coming out of this trial, some effect on the government's, particularly as they're trying to, deal with paying back all the money it owes? I mean, could you see there being an if they fail on their anti-austerity promises, could you see another election in Greece within the time scale of this trial?
You're absolutely correct to point this out. The timing of the trial is extremely challenging, is extremely tricky. We have a government of the left for the first time in the modern history of Greece in power, having made the specific promise that they're going to deliver a new financial and social deal for Greece. Now, they're finding it extremely difficult to do so. They're finding it extremely difficult to deliver. And you have a Golden Dawn, on the other hand, whose popularity has been fueled by the economic problems now being on trial. I mean, the whole situation is an explosive mix and definitely has to be dealt with high levels of care. I mean, this trial could generate much more sympathy if it's not dealt in the right way.
And what about wider ramifications in Europe? We see that we've got European ministers meeting in Luxembourg today because of the migrants, the issue with the migrants, but then you've got the rise of right-wing parties in Europe. This is a very toxic mix.
Absolutely. I mean, the parallel lines that one can draw here are extremely interesting. Golden Dawn is about anti-immigration. And we have had this tragedy earlier on today. I mean, it's extremely complicated. A lot of attention will need to be paid here. Otherwise, the situation could quickly escalate. I mean, we saw earlier on this morning that there was a manifestation against Golden Dawn on the one hand outside the court. Supporters of the party were there. The local representatives want the trial to be discontinued, to not take place there because of safety concerns, because of security issues. It's all very challenging. It's all very complicated.
Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
You're very welcome.